Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com, and it's Thursday, and that means it's a live hangout day. Let me quit talking. We're coming, we've got Jason Cole, Mark, and Judy from the Pecan Patch. I'm going to make sure everyone can see their lovely faces. Woo! Wait, let me try that over here. Woo! 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 Nice. So it's Thursday, and Jason said, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be at an FPV event. And I said, well, let's try to do our live feed out of there. And so here we are. Mark Murdoch was just taking a nap.
Oh, man. Y'all told on me.
Did you have any dreams? Were you dreaming of FPV or anything?
I was dreaming of overheating. I got really hot. I had the fan blowing on me, and I had soaked my face with water, and I was cooling off. Man, it's hot.
So I watched the video last night of you putting up flags when you inverted the rod in the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like I was really there, being a part of getting the whole thing going.
I solved that problem we were having, though. I'll have to say that.
There you go.
What do you I used to do this. I had a big steel rod, and I would drive it in the ground with the sledge, then pull it out, and then I would stick my flags in the hole I had created. Just FYI.
Yeah. It's been really dry here, and the ground is just incredibly hard.
Is that a cat or a baby?
A baby.
It's a baby in the pool.
He was flying an airplane.
There's a swimming pool just right there.
Judy, wow, look at that. Y'all are living a life.
Yeah, baby.
So this is the Pecan Patch airfield and home. So Mark and Judy, did you buy this with having an event or flying here in mind?
Well, I used to tell people that the reason why we moved from Jonesboro down here was she asked me, what would it take you to get you out of Jonesboro? And I said, if I could walk out my back door and fly airplanes like Mac Hodges, then I would consider moving. So we started looking for this property, and didn't take long. We found it and got a good deal on it.
And I could go look right now, but where are y'all located exactly?
We're closest to a little town called Sunnyside, Georgia, which is almost the northern part of Spalding County. We're actually closer to Hampton, Georgia, where the Atlanta Motor Speedway is.
Gotcha.
Or Griffin, Georgia.
We could actually FPV to the Motor Speedway from here.
Yes.
He has. He's done it.
Well, Ludo's done it.
Well, it's been done.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I hope to do it Sunday. I'm going to give it a shot.
And Mark, I remember you being at Seth in your red. It's not a golf cart. It's off-road vehicle, but it said the Pecan Patch. And you were talking about how long ago did this all get started?
Well, we got the property in '99, and we set about to get it approved as a private airstrip, and that took almost a year, and it cost me $100 to do that.
Nice.
The zoning request, and the FAA came out and did their surveys and studies, and then bam, I was really just flying ultralights at the time. I had kind of set the RC stuff aside. I had built an ultralight, and I actually got reserve grand champion ultralight for the one that I built at Sun and Fun back in 2001.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty proud of that, and it hangs in my shop.
What airplane was it?
It was a plane called a Dream Classic, and I don't have it anymore.
Like a flying bicycle.
It looked like the Demoiselle that the Frenchmen flew in the Magnificent Men, the flying machines.
You know why Jason and I know what it looks like? Because that's a Hobby Lobby airplane that we used to sell. You remember that, Jason?
I do. A little phone.
Exactly.
Icarus sold it.
And if you look at that kit, and it's got a little roundel in the middle of the fuselage and British markings, and it has the Sopwith tail. That's modeled after the one that I did, because if you go to the Aerodrome website, that's not what the Dream Classic looks like. It doesn't have the roundel or the Sopwith rotor. That was my modification. So they actually modeled that after my airplane.
Pretty awesome.
And I wrote them and told them that, and I never got a response. I'm like,
But now the world knows.
That's true.
Yes.
Thanks to you and great staff at RCGroups.
So how did you jump from that to what day did you say, you know what I think I need? I need me a FPV.
Well, actually, there was one guy that was doing it. His name's Greg Burke, and he had one, and we were all just marveling at it. And I believe to this day he's still flying that same plane. He's never really upgraded, but it still works great. So he said, "What if we had an FPV fly in 6 years ago?" And I'm like, "All right, cool." And I threw one together from an old Great Plains Slinger, and the one I had was on 2.4. So when I was flying it, really nobody else could fly a Spectrum transmitter, and or it would make terrible lines in the video. But we had about 22 people at that first event, and I knew them all. So we've grown from that to this incredible thing that's going on here. It just grows every year. It's really neat.
You know what I think that makes you, and Jason, be sure to make sure I say this a lot from now until the end of time. That makes you the godfather of FPV.
Me or Greg, I don't know. It was his
At
idea,
least the Pecan Patch.
and we just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah.
But
Now I'm hearing a squeaky noise. Is that your dog, Judy?
It is.
Now your dog's name is like Chupacabra or something. What's his name?
Gypsy.
You see him?
It's
There.
Gypsy.
Gypsy. Now that's not the dog I know. The dog I know is
oh, he's singing a Sookie.
Sookie.
Sookie. Oh, I was calling that dog Chorizo for a while. Sookie.
Sookie's probably laying in there in
Chorizo.
the air conditioner on my bed, sniffing it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
He's cold.
so Mark,
Oh. The quad just flew
You hear
by.
wow, what the heck? Was that really a quad?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So we started out flying real simple FPV setups on airplanes, and then all of a sudden it became the quadcopter became the domain of the FPV.
That's true. The first event we had here, there was one multicopter, and it was made out of wood.
Wow.
How long did it last?
It was a tricopter, and I was the only one that could fly it because I used to fly nitro conventional helicopters. And it was Kevin Hines. I don't know if you know who Kevin Hines is.
No, yeah.
And anyway, he let me fly it, and I wished at that time I would have really said, "Okay, I want to do this now," and pushed it. So I'm kind of behind the curve. I've got 2 race machines right now, and I am like the worst. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, but it's coming.
Well, Jason knows that I have a Walkera F210.
Yeah.
It's nearly indestructible. It's a solid little piece of gear. I suggest it.
I've heard good things about that.
But I know, and you know that now it's moving over, and I'm sure Jason will have at least 1 or 2 out today over to the winged craft.
Yes.
So we're moving away from gyros and on-screen display and back to all natural per the early days.
The lighter the better, yeah.
And Jim T, speaking of fixed wing, breaking news from the Pecan Patch FPV event.
Hold on, everyone. We have breaking news.
Check out the Nano Sky Hunter from Ready Made RC.
This thing is cool, man.
Crack open that top and let's see what it looks like in there.
So you got 3-cell 1300. It can hold up to a 2200.
Okay.
It flies awesome. They let me put my hands on the sticks, and it flies awesome. It is such a cool airplane. And they're going to sell it in 3 different versions. So they'll have a kit that you can put your own stuff into it. They're going to have a plug-and-fly version with the electronics installed, and then they're going to have an FPV version with the little Cricket, 25 milliwatt camera combo thing.
What's the ETA? Did they tell you when they might have them in the house?
Yeah, or price yet, but it's not going to be very much. And it is a must-have FPV item. It is just so stinking cool.
What's cool about it, Jim, is it uses the motors like from if you got an old quad project.
Yeah.
You can use the same motors the quad uses.
It's a little 2204.
Yep.
I love the fact anything that takes a 3-cell 2200 is cool with me.
Flies slow.
Exactly.
It speeds up really well, and it's all EPP foam, so it's super tough. You can shoot gates with it, not worry about crashing out.
No way. And the fact that it's smaller would say to me that the spars and all that are more rigid and probably
It's got
slice tighter.
fully sparred all the way out to almost the wingtip. And there's 2. There's one, I think, here, and then one up here. But it is fairly rigid.
Yeah, I want to get some stick time on that one.
And it's so much fun to fly, dude. It is the ultimate must-have FPV microplane. So
Am I seeing indentations in that wing for flaps?
No, that's part of the spar structure. There's a rear edge bar.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's what that is. So anyway, we'll have a news article and stuff up on RC Groups here for this guy. I did a video with the RMRC guys.
And RMRC's on the ground?
They're here with their camping trailer and tents and lots of pilots and
they
fun
are the
stuff.
premier sponsor once again for the Southeast FPV event.
So Mark and Judy have a story that you probably already read about, but I was flying a Rodeo 150, a sweet little Walkera quad. And I have the video. I haven't looked at it yet. I took off here in the office and I was flying around my guitars and I got a Winchester up here. So I flew down the Winchester and then I flew it out the window and then I just started going down the side of the house. And then I should have kept going straight because the signal was nice and solid, but it's a brick wall and a room between us. And I turned left and I lost signal. So my mistake was I slowly throttled down. I should have throttled down rapidly because when I came outside, I saw nothing except ripples in the pool.
Oh, no.
And that Rodeo was at the bottom of the shallow end. All the LEDs were on, and I'm not kidding. When it was in the water, it was doing this. Beep, bop, beep, beep, bop, beep, 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 bop, 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 bop. I took it out. I should have taken a picture, but I thought, man, I can't believe I killed another one doing stupid stuff, which then I realized is probably how I should be killing them. But I let it dry out overnight, man, and I've been flying it ever since.
Awesome.
Wow.
It doesn't care.
It reminds me of the first time I flew my son's new Hellbender from Ready Made. He's like, you got to try this thing. It had a little problem bobbling on takeoff. He said, just give it the power. And I jammed the throttle to it. It jumped 50 feet in the air. I pulled the throttle back. It bounced off the concrete right into the pool.
Was it over?
It was okay. We dried it out the next day. And
The cover was still on the pool, so it didn't.
yeah,
didn't
it was
go
only
deep.
in the water for about 2 seconds. And we snatched it back off the pool cover. It was back in.
Here's what I didn't have video because I lost signal, but I thought, man, if it can live underwater with no protection, what would keep me from flying a quad or like flying into the pool and flying somehow waterproof it? You could totally maneuver underwater.
Well, hey, I don't know if you saw it, but I did a news article about a product like that months ago where they actually it rotates vertically and drives through the water like a submarine with the prop low
I
down,
saw that.
and then it kind of goes back to horizontal and goes up, and it'll take off and fly like a quadcopter.
That's cool, man.
Very cool stuff.
It is.
So, Judy, what's your favorite part about this event each year? Do you have a favorite part?
The nighttime.
And what do y'all do?
You know, we party and the lights on the airplanes and the rolling thunder.
Fireworks. Rolling thunder.
Yeah.
Pew pew pew
And
pew pew.
just, you know, everybody's just like laughing and having just a really good time.
Awesome. Mark, Ashley wrote me Miss Ashley wrote me an email and it said, I'm going to these events. Tell me if you think these are good. And my reply was bam, comma, bam, BAM, ... bam, exclamation point. And
Nice.
her reply was pew, 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 and then an emoticon of a pistol.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew. So if you don't know, pew, pew, pew is a reference. Jason and I and Ashley were in the golf cart a year ago at Seth, and it was pitch black, and all these golf carts were on the flight line. And out of the darkness, we heard this, "Hey, y'all, come over here." And
That was me.
we went over there.
Impression of me there.
Thank you. And I said, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Oh, man, it's rolling thunder." And then fireworks, and there were wings with things shooting fireworks off, but every firework made that sound. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
We copy that also.
Yeah,
We do the empty ground pew pew.
I want to put that on my cell phone, except I want my voice being the audio.
Yeah, you still do it.
So when my phone rings, it just goes pew 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 pew.
That's awesome.
I think we got 600 rounds of pew pew this time.
I'm gonna do some time lapse, long exposure photographs.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
shuts
do-
down and get some cool shots.
I'm gonna go live. Do the
Judy's
live
going to do
stream.
Thunder on the live broadcast on my phone,
His-
my account.
on
So
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That could also be a new term for going to shoot the AR. We could call it going pew pewing.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
gotta love it.
Nice.
So, Mark, are there contests?
Yeah.
There's going to be racing tomorrow. They set up the course up in the pecan trees. We're doing that a little different this year, and they will be racing amongst the pecan trees. And that's really the only contest we have. We may set out this poster we have and kind of do a search and rescue kind of a deal on that.
Ah, cool.
Guys seem to like that. And we just set up a wing racing course down on the flight line. We don't really have a way to time it, but we'll figure something out.
Didn't you have a thing last year where you hid prizes and you had to find it with your quad?
Yeah, it was that poster I was talking about. We got this big vinyl poster. We go out and hide that. And whoever can show us video evidence of it first, then they were winning a prize.
What kind of prize might they win?
Well, Ready Made was throwing in all kind of stuff, you know. They had a little prize pool to pick from.
Are you doing that this year?
It's all going to happen tomorrow.
Okay.
I gotta
Well,
work my team before I can really say a whole lot about that.
well, when you do,
I've got such a great team that helps me run this thing. They do the frequency and the
right.
the registration and all that, and they tell me we're going to do all this so you can go and have fun. Now that's a good team right there.
I love it. So what I'm going to say is anytime anybody wins anything at this show, if they win anything, they also win a year's $50 plus account on RC Groups.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't care what they win. If they won something, they get a plus account.
Excellent.
Jason Cole can hook you up.
Very good. I'm a plus.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get personal now in my interview. I know you met Judy not recently. How long have y'all been dating?
Dating. Well, we've been married 38 years, and we dated 2 or 3 years before that. We met in high school. I think she was in the 10th, I was in the 11th grade photography class, and they had a little black and white dark room, and they like 2 people to go up there so that one could learn from the other. Since I was a year ahead, we'd go up there. I always used her shirt to clean my negatives because it was softer.
Right.
But we had a good time. And our love of photography continues to this day, and she's a much better photographer than me, as you may have noticed.
And where was that? Where did y'all actually meet?
That was North Clayton High School up in Clayton County, Georgia.
So, yes.
Just like the next county up from, or maybe 2 counties up from where we are now or something. Yeah.
So we might have some 20-year-old, 30-year-old viewers here. Do you have a secret to your longevity that you could share with our younger viewers?
Never give up.
Yeah. True that.
Remain a hippie. I think you've been. Your hippie quotient has increased 50% in the last 2 years, I think. Am I wrong or am I right?
I think you're right. It's going viral. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's coming back.
Judy's trending right now.
That's right.
/ hippie Judy.
Somebody told me today that I was famous. I don't know who he was. I'm like, no, I'm not famous.
If somebody you don't know said that, you probably are.
No.
We were
He
riding
said, you don't
around.
know me, but I know you because you're famous.
Nice.
We were riding around at Joe Knoll in the golf cart, and we got up to the multi-copter area, and somebody stepped out of the camper to go and said, "Look, there's Judy Murdoch." She didn't know that person from Adam. It was just so funny. She was just.
Well, when I saw you at CEF a couple of years ago, I said I enjoy you on Facebook, and I thought that's kind of a weird statement. So I'm glad that we're past that part.
Right.
So Jason, what'd you bring to fly, man? You got it
So
near you?
I've got I'm working on my review of the Wyvern, the racing wing. It's awesome. Actually, I I had an issue today. I burned up a motor on it. Early. Working on getting that replaced.
I have a comment on that.
Okay.
Wyvern sounds like the name that some hippie vegan friend might name their child, and then you would belittle them for it for at least 20 minutes. Wyvern Graham.
It's actually a British airplane called the Westland Wyvern.
Ah.
The same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my Banshee. I've got the Ranger.
The Ranger? The Ranger?
Ranger Danger.
What are you going to do with that big plasticky thing?
I've got a for sale sign on it, but then I'll also fly it because it flies awesome. It's got the 41 AP light in it, autopilot, so I can got a 600 milliwatt 1.3 transmission system on it, so I can go out a good little ways and have some fun. And
are you going to sell it with all that on there?
yeah, I mean, if somebody wants it, I've got a $450 price tag on it. It's kind of bind and fly, ready to go with a battery and all that stuff. So
$450, good to know.
I'll sell it. If not, I'll take it home.
Does it have cameras on it?
It's got It's got
Fully loaded.
WD-770.
Ready to go.
Nice camera.
So what's your baby of everything you brought? Is it that Wyvern?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the Banshee's always going to be near and dear to me just because it's so fun for bashing. I'm gonna buzz these trees and some of these cart paths and really get low in proximity flying. It's great for that. And then the couple flights I've had so far with the Wyvern, it is stinking fast and it just flies on rails. So you can cover some ground really good. And I've kind of dialing in the rates to be able to carve through the turns quicker and more efficiently. And I'm going to be really working on my racing game with that thing.
Cool.
Hopefully to compete for the Drone Nationals next year. So I think all the qualification races are pretty much done or out of reach for me. They're in California or Canada. That's all that's left. So I don't think I'll be able to get to any of those.
Awesome. Hey, I want to say to our live viewers, we're at the Pecan Patch right now, but Matt Gunn, who usually is with us, is just about walking in the gates at the XFC. So in about an hour, we will be coming to you live from the XFC, which we've never ever done anything like this before. If we successfully do this on both locations on the same day, it'd be pretty awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
What was I going to tell you, Jason?
Let me show you the real quick here. See if this works. If you've never seen pictures of the patch, so back here, I don't know how far this Wi-Fi reaches, but we'll see.
Yeah,
so back there is the pecan trees. You see those?
Yes.
That's where the multi-GP racing is going to be. It's very cool, fun trees to play with. Of course, got the swimming pool.
Is your phone waterproof?
No. Okay. It's water resistant. And then, so behind me here it's just Thursday, right? But this field is pretty crowded already.
Yeah, it looks like kind of a quarter-size Ceph.
Yeah. So, it goes out a ways. There's a RC car dirt track, and there's just lots of room. And this is one of the greatest places to fly FPV because the terrain is so cool. So back behind us here, we've got all these trees, and they're kind of spaced out a little bit, and there's cart paths. So, you can drive back through there with golf carts and stuff, but it makes really great playground for the planes. So we can kind of get down in below tree level on the path and just kind of groove, carve through some turns. And there's just a lot of, I just call it an FPV playground because it's just a blast to fly here. So that's why this is my favorite FPV place.
I kind of hate I'm not there, man.
Oh, you should be here, dude.
I'm leaving for Mexico in a few weeks. I kind of figured I didn't want to.
And the weather is going to be absolutely stellar all the entire event. So it's going to be really hot. So we're going to get up in the high 80s, 90 degrees. And then the wind is remaining like 5 to 10 or light and variable even. So very light winds, very beautiful sunny weather. And we are just geared up and ready to have an absolute blast. Right, guys?
That's right. We're hoping for Jim T. Graham sighting down here one of these days.
I seriously almost came this week, but I'm headed out of town to Mexico and pretty quick. Hey, there's taking a quad. Is that what you said?
Taking Ashley to Mexico.
Yeah. She'll meet me down there. There's no beer in that Coke machine, is there?
We tried that. It wasn't working out for us. They just disappeared for some reason. I don't know.
Well, all right. Hey, is there anything, Mark or Judy, you want to say before we jump out of here on this live Pecan Patch broadcast?
Just thanks for all the awesome support from RC Groups. Appreciate you sending Jason down, and we're gonna, be a bad influence on him tonight.
Oh, don't be too bad an influence.
I'll check this out. I've got a review project that's arriving. It was supposed to come today, but I think it's delayed. It's going to be here tomorrow. This guy that invented this folding backpack chair thing called Chair Pack got hooked up with an RC guy, and they've started working on this drone insert for the backpack part. And it's just killer. But he's sending me the chair to review while the drone pack kind of gains support for the insert. And once they get 50 people to sign up and say that they're interested in it, just leave a feedback comment or something, then they'll go into production with that. But for right now, the chair is available. And so I'll be getting that. I had them ship it here so I could have it at the event, try it out, show it off to everybody. I'll get pictures. I'll do a little video for that for our YouTube channel, and I'll do a little feature on it on RCGroups as well. But it's a cool backpack. It's really lightweight. It's kind of easy. You just do one strap, and it kind of plops itself into a chair mode. You just set it down. My plan is to turn it into an FPV ground station to attach my 1.3 receiver system to a mast that lives on the chair. And
Nice.
when it folds up and everything, it just sticks up about your head high, and then it just unfolds. All you gotta do is plug in the battery, launch, have a seat in the chair. You can carry all of your gear, everything just on your back in the chair, and have your hands free to do whatever. Very cool little thing. I'm excited to get that and try it out tomorrow.
Now, you just did an article on that, right? Was it an article on the chair?
I did a news story on the drone pack insert.
Okay. Yes.
They're making this cool little foam insert that can be a table. It's got magnets. It's got Velcro. It's got a place to hold your quad, your goggles, your batteries, your tools, all this stuff. And so that is in, I don't know what they consider it, but it's like in a pre-phase where they've got prototypes done, and they're just saying if there's enough interest, if 50 people go to the webpage and leave a comment and their name and email address, then it'll go into production and they'll make it, and then people can buy it and put it in their chairs or buy it all together. So very cool stuff.
And if you want to check that out, if you're watching with us right now, I'm going to see where it's living. It's living in the multi-rotor section. So go there. It's called the Chair Pack Drone Insert, the ultimate accessory. Is it the ultimate accessory, though? But you can go check that out there. And I was going to say that I've got the RA Core's Blue Foe.
Man, I want one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the rodeo review isn't done, so that's kind of a goal today, is to get that out the door. And I did a review on an eSheen dual diversity. We can talk about all this stuff because it's related to the event. It's the eSheen dual diversity 7-inch monitor with built-in DVR, which is awesome. I've already started using it on everything. But this morning, or last night actually, at about midnight, I was looking at spray can schemes for the Blue Foe.
Yeah.
So Mark, let me tell you, I had two ideas. One idea was to do a lace lowrider paint job.
Yeah.
You know, like with a panel of lace and then a pinstripe on each side. But I don't know if it would translate.
You got to put lights on it too, so you got to keep that in mind.
Well, let me flip to what I think I'm going to do. It's so simple, it seems too easy. But I think what I'm going to do is red and black, like race stripes off of a Camaro or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to do one down the middle and two shorter ones on the wings. And then I have plenty of lights.
That is a great flying airplane. The ready-made guys were flying theirs last night, Kevin McCrew, and he was trying to knock a beer bottle over that was on the ground with it. And he kept hitting the ground, and the motor sounded like a pig squealing. We have a live video of that we shot, actually. But I kept saying, it's my turn. So I finally got in there, and I tried it a couple of times upright, and I couldn't get it to happen. And I said, well, what would Colton Clark do?
What would he do?
He was one of the people in the audience.
Yeah.
And so I rolled it inverted, and I came around, and the first shot, I hit it with the rudders, knocked the beer ball over, pulled out, rolled over, and they had to give it to me. It was awesome.
That is cool.
Well, let me ask you, the reason I got that thing is I had a wing, and the wing is kind of janky. When you bank, it starts skittering around your turn. And they said that the Bluefo really tracks well.
Yeah, it flies great. I got to give you one of those.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put equipment on it, FPV equipment from RMRC, but I have yet to hit them up. I didn't want to hit them up till I started gluing things together, but maybe I need to hit them up now.
Hey, for all those playing the drinking game out there, I never plan these things. It just kind of happens. But I do have all 4 of my paragliders with me at the event, including one set up for extreme night flying. So we'll be flying that every night. Looking forward to that.
You brought Woody?
Brought Woody. I got Woody. Woody has a friend now. He flies tandem with Jesse. He was lonely.
That's that right.
He was lonely up there by himself.
Maybe I should dig out the Tigger bank.
There you go.
We'll get them all out there.
All right. So you are there until when? When's this show over? Sunday, Saturday?
Yeah, I'll
Sunday.
be back home Sunday evening sometime.
All right. Well, man, thanks for all y'all do for putting on this event and making sure everybody has a good time. Judy, I don't understand how you get prettier every year.
I get uglier.
It's against nature. And Jason is still just 21 years old.
Right.
No, I looked at pictures when I first started working at Hobby Lobby. I was a lot skinnier and younger looking. I feel like I look my age.
Yeah,
more.
you're really putting the years on, Jason. Well, I want to thank all our live viewers out there, and for those of you who aren't live, and you know who you are because you're not live, you can watch this on YouTube. And if you are live, come back in about an hour, and we should be broadcasting out of the XFC in lovely Champaign, Illinois.
Shout out to Matt Gunn.
Ask Matt who he thinks is having more fun this week, me or him.
Yeah, Maticus Gunnicus. All right, everybody, I'm Jim T. Graham with RC Groups. You've been hanging out with the Pecan Patch crew, and now I'm hitting the stop broadcast button.